Hi, this is your Professor Sudha Kolathu Parambil, Section 7.4, the Central Limit Theorem for Proportions. It has two objectives: construct the sampling distribution for a sample proportion and use the central limit theorem to compute probabilities for sample proportions. In a population, the proportion who have a certain characteristic is called the population proportion. The population proportion is denoted by P. In a simple random sample of n individuals, let x be the number in the sample who have the characteristic. The sample proportion is P cap equal x over n. The population proportion is denoted by P. The sample proportion is denoted by P cap. A computer retailer wants to estimate the proportion of people in their city who own laptop computers. She cannot survey everyone in the city, so she draws a sample of 100 people and surveys them. It turns out that 35 out of the 100 people in the sample own laptops. So sample proportion is 35 over 100. If several samples are drawn from a population, they are likely to have different values for P cap. Because the value of P cap varies each time a sample is drawn, P cap is a random variable and it has a probability distribution. The probability of P cap is called the sampling distribution of P cap. An example of a sampling distribution. Consider tossing a coin 5 times. So here the sample size will be 5, n equal 5. Each item in the sample is either head or tail. The proportion of times the coin lands on head is the sample proportion. The probability that it lands head on each time is 1 over 2 or 0.5. Therefore, the population proportion of head is P equal 0.5. So, all 32 possible samples are presented here because we are tossing the coin 5 times. So, it can be all tail or it can be all tail except the last one head or the fourth one head or the last two head. So, this represents the all possible sample of size 5 and their sample proportion. So this column here, that is the sample proportion of each one. So here no head, so sample proportion is 0. Here we have one head, so sample proportion is 1 over 5. Here also one head, so sample proportion is 1 over 5. That's how we are getting 0.2. And here we have two heads, so 2 over 5, so 0.4, like that. So you can see here we have 3 heads, so 3 over 5, that is 0.6. Now find the mean and standard deviation of these values. So mean will be 0.5 and the standard deviation 0.02236. If you don't remember how to find the mean and standard deviation, you can refer the section 3.2. The sample proportion is equal to the population proportion. And sigma P cap, the standard deviation, will be equal to P times 1 minus P divided by N. Like if you use P is 0.5 and 1 minus 0.5 divided by here N is 5, right? If you calculate this, you will get 0.2236. So you can see the relation between the standard deviation of these values and with P, that means population proportion, and the sample size. The summary is, let P cap be the sample proportion of a simple random sample of size n drawn from a population with population proportion P, the mean and standard deviation of the sampling distribution of P cap are mu P cap equal P and sigma P cap equals square root of P times 1 minus P divided by N. Let me explain the mean and standard deviation of sampling distribution. Again, in the previous table, the mean of the sampling distribution is mu P cap equal 0.5, which is same as the population proportion P equal 0.5. This relation always hold. That means that mean of the sampling distribution of P cap is denoted by mu P cap and is equal to the population proportion P. So we can write mu P cap equal P. The standard deviation of the sampling distribution is sigma P cap equal 0.2236. This is not immediately obvious that how this is related to the population proportion P and the sample size N. This 0.2236 is actually square root of 0.5 times 1 minus 0.5 divided by 5. So that is actually square root of P 1 minus P divided by N. So the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of P cap is denoted by sigma P cap is square root of P times 1 minus P divided by N. Let's look at an example to find the mean and standard deviation of a sampling distribution. A soft drink cup at a certain fast food restaurant have tickets attached to them. The customers peel off the tickets to see whether they win a prize. The proportion of tickets that are winners is 0.25. The total of 70 people purchase the soft drink between noon and 1 p.m. on a certain day. Let P cap be the proportion that win a prize. Find the mean and standard deviation of P cap. Here the population proportion is 0.25 and the sample size N equal 70. We need to find the mean of P cap and standard deviation of P cap. Mean of P cap is equal to the population proportion, so that will be equal 0.25. Other one, we can use the formula square root of P times P 1 minus P divided by N. The probability histogram for a sampling distribution of P cap. The diagram represents the probability histogram for a sampling distribution of P cap for the proportion of heads in 5 tosses of a fair coin, for which N equal 5 and P equal 0.5. The distribution is reasonably well approximated by a normal curve. And the other diagram represents the probability histogram for the sampling distribution of P cap for proportion of heads in 50 tosses of a fair coin. That means N equal 50 and P equal 0.5. The distribution is very closely approximated by the normal curve. So the first one is reasonably well approximated by the normal curve, and the second one is very closely approximated by the normal curve. So you can see that when the sample size increases, it is very close to the normal curve. When P is 0.5, the sampling distribution of P cap is somewhat close to the normal, even for a small sample size. But when P is close to 0 or 1, not 0.5, it is close to 0 or 1, a larger sample size is needed for a distribution of P cap to close to normal. So the common rule of thumb is that the distribution may be approximated within a normal curve when NP and N times 1 minus P both are at least 10. The central limit theorem for proportion. Let P cap be the sample proportion for a sample of size N and population proportion P, and if np is greater than or equal to 10 and n times 1 minus p greater than or equal to 10, then the distribution of p cap is approximately normal with the mean and standard deviation. Mean is equal to the population proportion and the standard deviation equals square root of p times 1 minus p divided by n. A sample size 20 is drawn from a population with population proportion 0.7. Is it appropriate to use a normal distribution to find the probabilities for p cap? So we need to check whether np and n times 1 minus p both are greater than or equal 10. That means it should be, both should be at least 10. One is greater than 10, other one n times 1 minus p is less than 10. So we cannot certain that the distribution of p cap is approximately normal. Now look at another example, a sample size 55. So n equal 55 is drawn from a population with population proportion 0.8. Is it appropriate to use the normal distribution? So calculate np and n times 1 minus p. Both we can see that are greater than 10. So the distribution of p cap is approximately normal. So it is appropriate to use a normal distribution to find the probabilities for p cap. Objective 2. Use the central limit theorem to compute the probabilities for sample proportion. According to Harris-Paul, chocolate is the favorite ice cream flavor for 27% of Americans. If a sample of 100 Americans is taken, what is the probability that the sample proportion of those who prefer chocolate is greater than 0.30? Procedure for computing the probabilities with central limit theorem. First step is check to see that the condition np and n times 1 minus p both should be greater than 10. So we need to check this. If both are met, then it is appropriate to use a normal curve. So in this case, n is the sample of 100. So that is n is 100. And the population proportion is 27%. So 27% means 27 over 100, or in decimal that is 0.27. So n equal 100, p equal 0.27. So first step, you can see both np and n times 1 minus p both are greater than 10. So we may use a normal curve. Step 2 is find the mean and the standard deviation. Third step is sketch a normal curve and shade the area to be found. Fourth step is find the z-score for 0.30. The table gives the area to the left of z equal 0.68. So now we can conclude the probability that the sample proportion of those who prefer chocolate is greater than 0.30 is 0.2483. This is an example using the central limit theorem to determine whether a given value of p cap is unusual. Approximately 60% of eligible voters voted in 2016 US presidential election. If a sample of 88 eligible voters were polled, would it be unusual if less than half of them had voted? So first step is check the condition to see whether np and n times 1 minus p are greater than or equal 10. If both meet that condition, then it is appropriate to use a normal curve. So here both are greater than 10, so we may use a normal curve. Next step is find the mean and standard deviation. So mean is same as the population proportion, and standard deviation, use this formula square root of p times 1 minus p divided by n and calculate the values. Third step is draw a normal curve with the area shaded in. So I draw a normal curve, and this is the mean, and less than half of them voted means half is 0.5, so 0.5 will be left side of 0.6. So less than means left side, shade the left side of the region. And now use the table and compute the z-score for 0.5. So I got z-score as negative 1.91. So use the table and find the area to the left of z equal negative 1.91, and we can see that that is equal 0.0281. If this probability is less than 0.05, we will say that the event is unusual. Since this value is less than 0.05, we can conclude that it would be unusual. Now you should know the notation for sample and population proportion, and how to construct the sampling distribution for the sample proportion, how to find the mean and standard deviation of the sampling distribution of p cap, how to use the central limit theorem for proportion to compute the probabilities for sample proportions. Sample proportion is denoted by p cap and population proportion is denoted by p. And the mean of the sample proportion is equal to the population proportion, and the standard deviation of the sample proportion is equal p times 1 minus p divided by n. Also study the procedure for computing the probabilities with central limit theorem involving sample proportion. Remember that it has 4 steps. First, check the condition greater than or equal 10 or not, to check whether we can use a normal curve or not. Then find the mean and standard deviation. Then sketch the normal curve and shade the area to be found. Then find the area using the table or TI-84 calculator.